Susie in the morning. Web exclusive.
That was good.
I liked it.
We've got nationally touring comic, originally from the Detroit area. Derek Richards is in studio.
What's happening?
I can't even believe it.
Derek Richards, good morning.
What's up, man?
Thanks for having me.
How you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Welcome to town. Derek Richards, you know him from another radio show, Bob and Tom. I don't know if you ever heard of them, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, I never
heard of them. Also been on Comedy Central, XM, Sirius Satellite Radio. He's in town at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 1 show on Sunday. Here's the deal. We're going to give away some free tickets right now, Derek. Okay, you ready? If you call this number and tell them promo code Andrew Z, you get some free tickets. You ready, you guys? 419-931-3474. 419-931-3474. Promo code Andrew Z. Call right now, and we'll get you some free tickets to the Funny Bone Comedy Club for this weekend. So, Derek,
And one person will win a major appliance also.
Oh, yours or
A brand new lawnmower just in time for the holidays.
exactly in time for winter? So you're from the Midwest. You said you live out in Vegas now.
Yeah.
But you're from here. You're used to winters here, right?
Oh, gee, I know. This is crazy. This is unbelievable.
Love it, huh? It's going to be like almost 50 this weekend.
It's crazy.
And we haven't really had winter hit yet. Go ahead, Brandon.
The downside of that is crime is still up because it's still nice out, so people are still out killing each other.
It's still crime season.
When it's snowing, they tend to keep the murder at home.
I like. Was it like in the Middle East when Al Qaeda will act up? You know, during a certain, they're like, well, you know, they don't act up during this time.
Yeah, they call it
Ramadan or something.
No,
I
they
thought
call
it was the spring.
They call it. There's like a something season. Like I don't even know the word for it.
Killing season?
Yeah, it's like the killing season.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And like, there's times when they just won't go out. I don't know. It's like if that's training camp or you know what's going on. So
You got to build your bomb somewhere.
exactly, use them all up. You have your World Series of Terrorism. After that, you got about 3 months of Lego.
World Series of Terrorism.
And then everybody goes back to Florida and spring trains.
It's the equivalent of the North Pole, but it's not as good of spirits.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny because they say that, you know, like these Israelis and the Palestinians, those guys are always fighting. They say the only time they stop fighting is for a couple years to build their stuff back up so they can start fighting again. Like their off time of the fighting is to build up their armies and their arsenal so they can fight again. I mean, that's all they do over there.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that week between the NFC and AFC championship and the Super Bowl. Nothing going on. Nothing going on.
Derek Richards here. He's at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. A show tonight, two shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, and a show on Sunday. Now, you being from Detroit, family up there, are they still there? Did they move out to Vegas with you?
No. Why would I want to ruin a good trip to Vegas by bringing family along? I'm Irish Catholic, so I mean, you know, usually, you know, you get together for the holidays and stuff like that. It's, you know, loaded with alcohol, and then usually by the end, somebody's punching somebody. So it's, and I grew up hardcore Irish Catholic.
Did you?
Yeah, Mom's got a picture on the wall of Jesus having a Guinness with Bono. I call it a Jew, a brew, and you too.
Sounds like the Dr. Seuss book that never was.
Derek Richards over at the Funny Bone. It's gonna be a great show. Now, when you come back to town, do you see family, or you're like?
No, every once in a while I will. You know, stuff like that. You know, they'll come on down. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of family. I'm not married. I don't have any kids.
You've never been married, bro?
I have been.
Oh,
yeah.
What happened?
For my 10-year anniversary, I don't know what you get normally, but I got a
Paper,
lawyer.
I think.
A lawyer, yeah. Well, divorce paper.
Yes, exactly. It's paper. It was delivered by some guy. Sign here.
Hey, what happened to? Was it because you're on the road? Because I know a lot of comics it's hard to keep marriages together because you guys are on the road so much.
Yeah, it really
is. That what
is.
it was?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, and I don't hate her. I just don't want to be married to her anymore. You know, the cool thing is there were no kids involved, which is, you know, I mean, that's tough for any kind of a relationship,
for sure.
any divorce and stuff like that too. And I don't have any kids, and I just never had that parental gene.
Really?
You know what I mean? Never. I couldn't even, when it was on, I couldn't even watch that show, John and Kate Plus 8. I watched one episode for 5 minutes, gave myself a vasectomy.
So what do you use?
Yeah, Donnie over here's got 3 kids from 2 baby mamas. He'd like to know. Get some tips from you.
Nice.
He's got three kids, 2 baby mamas, and no health insurance. So if you can talk to him after we're done.
Wait, that is a trifecta right there. Good for you. All 3 of your horses came in. My biggest fear would be having a stupid kid.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, because really a dumb kid is like a bad performing stock that you can't sell for 8 years. I mean, you have got to tote that little dope around a long time, and it drags down your family portfolio. But it starts, and you can blame the kids to a point, but it's really the school system when you think about it, and it continues from elementary, junior high, high school, even into colleges. Why would you send your kid to a Big Ten school to study math? They can't even count the right number of teams in their conference. There's 12 teams in the Big Ten.
I was sitting there for a second like, I don't know how many teams are in the conference.
That's 12.
I mean, if 12 is the new 10, if you follow that logic, 24 is the new 20. And if that's the case, a lot of blackjack dealers owe me some money.
Now, you living in Vegas. Do you gamble?
For the first 2 weeks I was out there, it just went nuts, and then after 2 weeks I was down about $600-700, and I'm like, okay, we need to make an adjustment. We need to find a new hobby.
If I'm going to survive out here,
this little blackjack and dice thing is not working out the way I planned.
You thought you'd be retired by then.
So I'm like, come on, I'm taking this town down.
Michelle, my wife, and I went out to Vegas, and I've been out probably 7 or 8 times, lost every single time. Last time we went a few years ago, we ended up winning like $4,500. We won twice at blackjack, like 17, $2,000 a pop. Yeah. Then we won like $1,000 in the slot machine. And then you start to think, you're like, dude, can we do this for a living? I mean, it starts to at least go through your mind. It was when I was out of work, I'm out of work in between whatever, and I'm like, dude, maybe we could do this for a living. And she's like, no, you can't.
No, we can't.
Eventually they catch up.
Keep your return ticket. It's great though, man. I love it out there. There's just always stuff going on, and I do do some sports betting and stuff like that too. Which I'm a huge baseball fan. And baseball. Any of you guys fans here?
Donnie P a little bit. Not really. I'm a Dodger guy, but I haven't followed him in so many years.
Yeah.
I smoked weed in high school. I didn't get a letter in anything. So if there was a letter jacket for that, I would have got it.
The letter you got was F.
That's good.
Very nice.
No, but I'm a huge baseball fan. Baseball steroids. Does anybody care?
I'm pro.
No,
Yeah, go for it.
I'm pro steroids.
Exactly.
If they hit the ball further,
I think it should be mandatory. Why for every player in the league to be as jacked out of his mind on as many steroids as his body will allow. I mean, syringes, creams. The coach has a super soaker and fires it in everybody's pie hole before the start of the game. Get all cranked up. I want to be entertained. You ever pay good money for a box seat at Comerica Park? Bottom of the ninth, 1-0? No. God forbid you watch a no-hitter. That's 2 idiots playing catch.
You wanted 38-32 with a brawl to break out. And
exactly.
You want kids catching fly balls on 8 Mile.
You tell me you wouldn't pay good money to watch one of these steroid-induced nut jobs go running into the stands and beat the piss out of some drunk, heckling idiot fan?
I would love it.
How cool would that be?
Well, listen, they headbutt him because they got these giant heads now because they're from the steroids. Just headbutt the guy. Oh my god, dude! So, what other sports do you follow?
Football.
Are you a Lions fan?
Yeah. I'm numb though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I have
Browns
friends.
fan,
I
so
have
I
friends
know.
that don't know that I have been a longtime Lions fan, and they're like, "Wow, can you believe they blew it against the Colts?" I'm like, "Yes." Aren't you sad? I'm like, "No."
Is this your first season watching?
This is it's like being a domestic assault victim. You know what I mean? After about the 15th time you get whacked upside the head, you go, "Nah, all right." That's just normal.
I'm just used to it.
My fault for staying.
I'm either going to give them my...
I know, exactly. It's my fault for keeping my Indomitian Sue jersey. Exactly. I can't believe I keep waking up with this with this dumb Honolulu blue and silver crap.
All right, Derek.
I think they should make the game more dangerous. I'm tired of this whole safety thing. You know what I mean? Seriously.
From steroids, you want safety gone?
Starting Sunday, no helmets, and one guy gets a knife.
There you go.
You'd watch every game.
You would never miss a play.
No.
Sometimes the beginning of the games are boring. You would watch every single play from the beginning to end. Brandon?
If that were the case, Detroit would go from being the worst team to the best. Overnight.
One thing they're
Like,
expert
where are the
at
good
is
stabbers?
knives. Yes. So cool. Derek Richards is here. He's at the Funny Bone Comedy Club this weekend. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 1 show on Sunday. If you want some free tickets, I'm going to give you the number out to call the Funny Bone. You got to use the promo code Andrew Z. The number is 419-931-3474. 419-931-3474. So what else is going on with you, Derek?
Oh, man, just, like I said, traveling, just trying to, and it's tough when you're on the road. You try to eat healthy and stuff like that, too.
We don't know anything about that on this show. Look around you, friend.
The big plate of cookies sitting over here. That's awesome. No, man, because I could pop into town. You go into a health food store, and you ever walk into these places and like the most unhealthy looking people work there?
Yeah,
for sure.
You know, they're thin and hunched over and just drawn out. They look like a
gaunt.
They look like a POW. You know, they smell like patchouli oil and regret.
Here's the thing, man. I used to work at a Whole Foods.
Did you really?
Wow.
I was so hungover 90% of the time.
Chuck Norris came in and rescued him out of there.
Trying to drink kombucha teas, puking.
Weed is organic.
Yeah, it's true.
The way I do it.
That was perfect. That was a perfect setup for you. Going from high school right into Whole Foods.
I know everything about locally grown.
Oh my God. All right.
Does it count if it was grown in your closet?
That is local.
That is local, and that is organic.
The money stays in the community is the message here.
But you can't go. Yeah, you walk in there. I mean, you walk out $40 for a beet and a radish. I mean, you're like, are you serious? It's a cheeseburger and chemo is cheaper. Just who cares? Who cares?
All right, Derek. Well, thank you so much for coming in, man. Funny Bone Comedy Club, Derek Richards. Check him out. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, show on Sunday. Dude, you are amazing. You're awesome. Love
Man,
your
thanks
energy.
for having us.
Thank
I
you, brother.
appreciate it
All right,
big
Derek
time.
Richards, we got to take a break. We'll come back.